If you're over 60 and lately you've been feeling more anxious, more irritable, or just not quite like yourself, it may not be just aging. It may not be stress, and it may not be in your head. What if I told you that the food on your plate could be shaping your emotions every single day? Today, we're going to talk about something most doctors rarely explain: how nutrients quietly control your mood. And by the end of this video, you may never look at food the same way again. A few months ago, I received an email from a 72-year-old viewer named Robert. He wrote, "I don't feel depressed, but I don't feel like myself either. I get frustrated easily. I'm tired by mid-afternoon. My sleep is lighter, and small things bother me more than they used to." He assumed it was aging, but when we looked at his daily routine, something interesting appeared. His breakfast? Toast and coffee. Lunch? Something quick and processed. Dinner? Often carb-heavy. Very little protein, very little magnesium, almost no omega-3 fats. Within 4 weeks of adjusting his nutrition, he told me something powerful. I feel steady again. Not euphoric, not dramatically different, just steady. And for many people over 60, steady is priceless. Your brain is built from food. Here's something many people never think about. Your brain is not separate from your diet. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every calm moment, every anxious spike, they are powered by chemicals in your brain called neurotransmitters. And those neurotransmitters are made from nutrients. If your body lacks certain building blocks, your mood chemistry can quietly shift. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, subtly, until one day you wake up and think, "Why don't I feel like myself anymore?" The blood-sugar-mood connection, the hidden trigger. Let's start with something extremely common after 60, blood sugar swings. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to glucose spikes. If your morning starts with white toast, sugary cereal, pastries, or just coffee on an empty stomach, your blood sugar rises quickly. And when it drops, you may feel shaky, irritable, foggy, low energy, mentally drained. That mid-afternoon mood crash? Often not emotional, biochemical. Balanced meals with protein, fiber, and healthy fats create emotional stability. Not because they fix mood magically, but because they prevent chaos in your blood sugar. And emotional stability often begins with metabolic stability. Serotonin, the calm and content chemical. You've probably heard of serotonin. It's often called the happiness chemical, but it's more accurate to call it the stability chemical. Serotonin helps regulate mood, sleep, appetite, emotional balance. To produce serotonin, your body needs tryptophan, an amino acid found in turkey, eggs, dairy, chicken, vitamin B6, magnesium. Here's the important part. Many adults over 60 absorb B vitamins less efficiently, which means even if you're eating reasonably well, you may still be slightly deficient. And even mild deficiencies can affect mood subtly, not dramatic depression, but increased sensitivity, less patience, more emotional fatigue. Sometimes the issue isn't personality, it's nutrients. Magnesium, the calm mineral. Most seniors lack magnesium is involved in over 300 processes in the body. It helps regulate stress response, muscle relaxation, sleep quality, nervous system balance. Low magnesium levels have been linked to anxiety, restlessness, sleep disturbances, increased stress sensitivity. And unfortunately, modern diets often lack magnesium-rich foods. Sources include leafy greens, almonds, pumpkin seeds, black beans, avocados. When magnesium is low, The nervous system becomes more reactive. Small stressors feel bigger. Noise feels louder. Frustrations feel sharper. That doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It may simply mean your nervous system needs support. Omega-3, fats and emotional resilience. Another major player is omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are critical for brain cell communication. They reduce inflammation and support emotional resilience. Low omega-3 levels have been associated with mood instability, low motivation, increased irritability, fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel are excellent sources. After 60, inflammation naturally increases in the body. Omega-3 fats help counterbalance that process, and when inflammation decreases, mood often improves alongside it. Vitamin D and emotional health. Vitamin D is not just about bones. It plays a role in mood regulation as well. Low vitamin D levels have been associated with low mood, fatigue, reduced mental clarity. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Many seniors spend more time indoors, and mild deficiency becomes common. Again, not dramatic symptoms. Subtle shifts. A little less motivation. A little less brightness. Over time, those small changes add up. The emotional shift that happens slowly. The reason this topic matters so much is because mood changes in later life are often misunderstood. When someone over 60 feels more anxious, more sensitive, more fatigued, less motivated, people often assume it's just getting older. But aging does not automatically mean emotional decline. In many cases, it's nutritional. And the beautiful part? Nutrition is adjustable. It's modifiable. It's within reach. Small changes, big stability. I'm not talking about extreme diets. I'm not talking about expensive supplements. I'm talking about simple shifts. Adding protein to breakfast, reducing refined sugar, increasing leafy greens, including fatty fish weekly, ensuring adequate B vitamins. Small adjustments, but powerful effects, because when you feed your brain correctly, your emotions often follow. If you're over 60 and your mood has felt slightly unpredictable lately, before blaming your age, before assuming it's permanent, take a gentle look at your plate, because food is not just calories, it is chemical information for your brain, and sometimes, feeling like yourself again starts with what's on your fork. The gut-brain connection. How inflammation influences mood. The role of hydration. And simple daily routines that protect emotional balance. If this resonated with you, stay with me. Your brain deserves nourishment, and your emotional stability matters. The gut-brain connection. You've probably heard someone say, "I have a gut feeling." That phrase is more scientific than it sounds. Your gut and your brain are constantly communicating through something called the vagus nerve, a direct highway between your digestive system and your nervous system. Inside your gut live trillions of bacteria, and these bacteria don't just digest food, they help produce neurotransmitters, including serotonin. In fact, a large percentage of serotonin is produced in the gut, which means if your gut health is off, your mood can shift. A 69-year-old viewer named Margaret once shared something interesting. She said her mood began declining after several rounds of antibiotics for infections. She noticed more anxiety, more digestive discomfort, poorer sleep. Antibiotics can be life-saving, but they also alter gut bacteria. When she slowly rebuilt her gut health, with fiber-rich foods and fermented options, she noticed gradual emotional improvement. Not overnight, but steady. The gut takes time to rebalance, and so does the mood. Fiber, the mood stabilizer. Nobody talks about. After 60, many adults consume less fiber than they need. Fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and healthy gut bacteria support reduced inflammation, better neurotransmitter balance, improved stress tolerance. Fiber-rich foods include oats, lentils, beans, berries, apples, vegetables. When fiber intake is too low, gut diversity decreases, and when gut diversity decreases, emotional resilience may decline as well. This doesn't mean fiber is a cure, but it is foundational. Fermented foods and microbial balance. Fermented foods introduce beneficial bacteria into the gut. Examples include yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. These foods may support microbial balance, and microbial balance influences mood regulation. Again, this isn't magic, it's biology. When your internal ecosystem is balanced, your nervous system tends to be calmer. Inflammation and emotional sensitivity. Let's talk about something subtle but powerful: inflammation. As we age, low-grade inflammation naturally increases. Chronic inflammation has been associated with fatigue, brain fog, lower mood, increased anxiety. Highly processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats can worsen inflammation. Anti-inflammatory foods, on the other hand, support balance. These include fatty fish, olive oil, nuts, leafy greens, colorful vegetables. Many seniors don't realize that emotional sensitivity can sometimes be linked to inflammatory stress. When inflammation decreases, mood often stabilizes, not dramatically, but noticeably. Hydration and cognitive mood. Dehydration is extremely common in older adults. As we age, thirst signals become weaker. Even mild dehydration can cause irritability, fatigue, reduced concentration, headaches, and many people mistake dehydration symptoms for mood decline. If you're drinking mostly coffee or tea, you may not be fully hydrated. Simple water intake, consistently throughout the day, supports brain performance. Sometimes the solution isn't complex, it's consistent. Protein and dopamine balance. We discussed serotonin in part 1. Now let's briefly talk about dopamine. Dopamine influences motivation, focus, drive, interest in activities. Protein provides amino acids needed to produce dopamine. If breakfast is low in protein, morning motivation can suffer. Simple protein additions include eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, nuts, lean meats. After 60, maintaining muscle mass becomes important. Protein supports both physical strength and mental clarity, and when the body feels stronger, the mind often feels steadier. Sleep, nutrition, and emotional reset. Nutrition also affects sleep quality, and sleep deeply affects mood. Low magnesium, unstable blood sugar, and late-night heavy meals can disrupt sleep patterns. Poor sleep then increases irritability, anxiety, emotional reactivity. It becomes a cycle. Better nutrition supports better sleep. Better sleep supports better mood. The two are deeply connected. Emotional changes are not always psychological. One of the biggest misunderstandings in later life is this: when emotional changes occur, they're often treated as purely psychological. But the body and brain are not separate. When nutrition, hydration, Gut health, inflammation, and sleep are supported. Emotional balance often follows. This doesn't mean emotions aren't real. It means they are influenced by biology, and biology can be supported. Small daily habits that protect mood. Instead of extreme changes, consider gentle habits. Morning. Add protein to breakfast. Drink water before coffee. Midday. Include vegetables or fiber. Avoid heavy sugar spikes. Evening. Light dinner. Magnesium-rich foods. Limit ultra-processed snacks. Weekly. Include fatty fish. Add fermented foods. Eat colorful vegetables. Small adjustments compound over time. A gentle reminder. If you felt more anxious lately, more emotionally reactive, more fatigued, less like yourself, pause before assuming it's permanent. Ask, is my body fully supported? Your brain relies on nutrients every single day. And sometimes, mood stability begins in the kitchen. Aging does not automatically mean emotional decline. Your 60s and 70s can be emotionally steady, mentally sharp, and deeply fulfilling. But the brain needs nourishment. Food is not just fuel, it is instruction. It tells your nervous system how to respond. And when you give your body what it needs, it often responds with calm, clarity, and resilience. If this series helped you understand your body better, stay connected. Because emotional health after 60 is not about fighting age. It's about supporting biology. And small daily choices can protect the way you feel for years to come.